The Farmer's Dream. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the hills, there lived a hard-working farmer named Ram. He was known for his diligence, honesty, and deep love for the land. Ram had inherited a piece of land from his father, and he worked tirelessly, day in and day out, to tend to his crops. Despite his efforts, he was never able to make a fortune. The weather was often unpredictable, and pests would sometimes ruin his crops. Ram had one dream: to become wealthy and prosperous. He dreamed of a bountiful harvest that would change his life forever. He had heard stories of farmers who became rich by discovering hidden treasures in their fields, and he often fantasized about finding something that would turn his fate around. One evening, after a long day of work, Ram sat outside his modest home, gazing at the stars. He closed his eyes and whispered to himself, "If only I could find a hidden treasure, something that would bring me the wealth and happiness I deserve." As if in response to his wish, an old man appeared before him. The man was wearing simple clothes and looked as though he had traveled a long distance. His eyes sparkled with wisdom, and his presence was calming yet mysterious. "Good evening, young farmer," the old man said in a warm but firm voice. "I heard your wish, and I have come to offer you a piece of advice." Ram was taken aback. "Who are you?" he asked, still staring at the old man. "I am a traveler," the old man replied, "and I know of your desire to find treasure. But I must tell you, the treasure you seek is not buried in the ground. It is not something that can be unearthed with a shovel or a pickaxe. The real treasure lies within you." Ram was confused. "What do you mean? I've worked hard all my life, and yet I remain poor. I need something tangible, something I can hold in my hands." The old man smiled gently. "The treasure is not always material, my friend. It is not in gold or jewels, but in the values you hold dear, in the work you put into each day, and in the relationships you build with others. If you want to find true wealth, you must first understand that it comes from within." Ram was skeptical, but he decided to follow the old man's advice. The next day, he continued his usual routine, but this time with a different perspective. He worked with even greater dedication, not just for the sake of his crops, but also for the joy of working the land. He began to take more pride in the process, and he treated his workers with kindness and respect. Slowly, his small farm began to flourish in ways it never had before. As the seasons passed, Ram began to notice something incredible. His crops grew healthier, and his income increased steadily. But more than that, the people around him began to treat him with more respect and admiration. He was no longer just a simple farmer. He had become a respected member of the community. One day, while Ram was walking through the village market, a group of villagers approached him. "Ram," they said, "you have become a symbol of success and wisdom in this village. You are always so kind and hardworking. How did you manage to turn your life around?" Ram smiled and replied, "It was not by seeking treasure in the ground, but by seeking treasure within myself. I found that true wealth comes from how we approach our work, how we treat others, and how we embrace the challenges life presents us. By focusing on these things, I found a treasure that no one could take away." From that day forward, Ram's life was full of abundance, not just in terms of material wealth, but in happiness, peace, and contentment. He became known as the wise farmer in the village, and his story was shared by many as a reminder that true wealth is not something that can be measured by gold or jewels, but by the richness of the heart. Moral of the story: 1. True wealth comes from within. It's not just about material possessions. It's about the values you hold and how you live your life. 2. Hard work and dedication are key. Success is not just about finding shortcuts or immediate rewards. It's about persistence and putting in the effort every day. 3. Treat others with kindness and respect. Your relationships with others are an essential part of your personal wealth and happiness. 4. Embrace challenges with a positive attitude. Life will always have ups and downs, but how you face them determines your inner strength and success. 5. Contentment is a treasure. True happiness comes from being satisfied with what you have, while striving to improve your life. This story conveys the message that fulfillment and success come not from external achievements or wealth, but from within, through hard work, personal growth, and positive relationships with others.